What is the truth? What is the truth? How do we search for the truth? And how do we find truth? And how do we know it's the truth? What is the truth? You know, truth is facts. Truth is the depiction of facts of reality. The key instrument of arriving at the truth is identifying what is real, what is reality. You cannot find truth in falsehood. You cannot find truth in a lie. Truth must always exist in a reality. Today, particularly on social media, on salvation, there are so many teachings and so many debates and so many arguments. There is the truth of Abel Damina. There is the truth of Prophet Jeremiah Motefefe. There is the truth of Adeboye. There is the truth of a whole bunch of men of God. To be frank, even yours truly is sometimes confused as to where do I find the truth? Who is telling the truth? Now, in order to find the truth, you must take your sentiments out of the equation. You must take your bias out of the equation. There must be an honest yearning to find the truth. The truth must not be your own reality. The truth must not be your own reality. The truth must conform to a general reality. There's a difference between your own reality that is filled with so much bias and personal expectation than a general reality. To determine a general reality, you must understand that God, in creating this world, sets up principles and standards and rules that the world system must follow. If you throw something up, gravity will pull it down. If you shine the light, colors begin to appear. If you jump up, you must come down. If you make a sound, somebody with a listening ability will hear it. You know, in other words, the world has a principle that guides its function. But there are people whose minds construct somehow have their own perception or delusions or fantasies, and therefore they are deciding to create another construct that conforms with their own delusion, and they call this delusion reality. You must try to distinguish what is delusion and what is reality, because in delusion you can't find the truth, but in reality there's the truth in reality. Let me give you a story. I was listening to an uncle many years ago when I was still very young, and he said one day he was drunk, and while he was going back, he decided to take a pee, and where he was peeing was like what we call in Hausa, we call it bola. That means where you have rubbish, like not a dustbin, an open ground where they throw rubbish. So while he was weeing, somehow his money fell, and it was pitch dark. So in his state of drunkenness, he couldn't distinguish which of the rubbish is his money and which is not his money. So inside in small sense, for inside in drunkenness, he decided to pick everything that looks like paper there, everything around the circumference where he believed his money would have fallen. So he picked everything, cigarette paper, leather, any type of trash. He picked everything and forced them into his pocket and went home and slept. When he woke up in the morning, when he was sober and then the alcohol had worn off, he brought everything he picked that night and poured it on the ground and selected his money out. My analogy is this. Take yourself as a drunken man. What he was looking for was his money. He knew his money could not be far away from them. That's the truth. The truth is not far away from you. Truth, when you diligently want to search for the truth is not far away from you. The truth is very, very close. But it is blinded by darkness. You have to wait. You have to wait for light to shine on it to see the truth and pick it. So the man picked everything. In the morning, he knew what was rubbish and he knew what was his money. He took his money and threw the rubbish away. That is how you search for the truth. You cannot find truth in darkness. You cannot find your money in that. The man couldn't find his money in the dark. So he had to wait until it was light. But the more important thing is that he also waited until he was sober. Because while he was sober, he had no influences that will influence him to say, okay, this one looks like my money. Oh no, this is not my money. In that instance, he will leave part of his money in that place where he was weighing. So when in search of the truth, you must also be sure that you are sober. You are not filled with any form of distraction, any form of bias. Your mind must be plain and clear. And sometimes the truth you are searching for may not conform with your biases, may not conform with your delusions. And most times, the truth has a very bitter taste. The truth sometimes, and most times, is very bitter. So, when you find the truth, how prepared are you to accept the truth? You see, some of the most intelligent people sometimes reject the truth because they hold on to their biases. And these biases are formed because of personal interest, because of selfishness. So therefore, if you want to actually find the truth, you must be sure that your biases are not with you. Your delusions are not with you. What I mean delusion is when you go into something and deliberately become ignorant, deliberately choose to be ignorant. And you know, ignorance, they say, is bliss. Trust me, ignorance is a sweet thing. When you are ignorant, you are happy. Ignorance is like a joy weed that you smoke and you become high and happy. So sometimes you have to take these ignorances away, these delusions away, these biases away in order to embrace the truth. So what is the truth? The truth is a genuine reality. It's a genuine fact in reality. Fact. A fact is an undisputed occurrence that confines with logic. And that is what is missing in today's Christianity. Logic. People have replaced logic with spirituality, telling you that no, you cannot understand the things of God with your common sense. But hey, it's the same God that gave you the common sense so that you reason. If anybody tells you go to church but don't reason, be a foolish man, be a stupid man in order to understand the things of God. That is where all these deceptions are coming in, because they've already manipulated you to become stupid, because you don't need to use your senses. You have to be foolish so that garbages can be poured into you. The moment they say you should not use your senses, you are like that garbage that has both the paper and the rubber and the money. So in order that you must clear yourself of that garbage, wait. Let the light shine. Wait until you are sober. Pick your money out of the rubbish and throw the garbage away. My name is Magnus Oraka. Please follow this page and share this post now.